Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan. Starting to get a little tired. I've shot, this is going to be video number 7 in a row, so I've had a little bit of whiskey, and sorry if the energy level's been decreasing here, but I'll try and keep it up. It's not always easy to do, especially when you're talking by yourself, but we'll see what we can do here. Okay, so this episode we are going to look at classic Jameson whiskey, Irish whiskey. Again, 50 milliliter bottle, and we'll get into that. I haven't even opened it yet, so we'll see where that goes. And here in Wyoming, I was able to pick this 50 milliliters up for $1.79. Again, I did not look at the 750s when I bought it, so I went onto TotalWine.com and I saw that they had a 750 listed for $18.99. So you're going to be in that $15 to like $23 range for a 750 for Jameson. Hopefully not much more than that wherever you are at. It is probably one of the most recognizable Irish whiskeys out there. It's classic, right straight down the middle as far as flavors and profile go when you start talking about Irish whiskey. And yeah, it is an 80 proof, 40% ABV, John Jameson Distillery, and here we go. Now, for a lot of people, myself included, this was the introductory into Irish whiskey, and maybe the only Irish whiskey you are aware of. I did recently do a video looking at Two Gingers, a really nice Irish whiskey, and then now here we are with Jameson. One nice thing that the Jameson Distillery has done is they've expanded their lineup, had a couple of different agings where they used different barrels to age stuff, different casks. So they had some different beer casks that they put the whiskey in to age, and they came up with some interesting things. Off the top of my head, I can't say that I was a huge fan of any of them, even though they sounded pretty good. None of them really turned out that awesome, in my opinion. However, I am more than happy to go back and explore and look at those bottles again, especially now in front of the camera, and actually review them. But from memory, the few times I've had them, I was underwhelmed with them. But who knows? Maybe I just didn't give them a fair shake, or maybe the setting or time of day or how I was feeling at the moment just didn't really hit me so well. So, Irish whiskey. To be Irish whiskey, it has to be made in Ireland. You can have an Irish-style whiskey made here in America, but to be actual Irish whiskey, it has to come from Ireland and be imported from Ireland, and Jameson fits the bill. So here we go. On the nose, it is as Irish as Irish gets, and what I mean by that is if you stick your nose into an Irish whiskey, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, which is funny because it also has elements of what I would consider a Canadian whiskey to have. Vanillas, there's a shortbread cookie note in there that's fairly distinct. I've found it in a couple of scotches, but most of the Irish whiskeys that you will have some sort of that note poking through. It's very clean, very light. I would say maybe a bit of honey. It's really hard to get much out of it. It's a pretty light whiskey nose profile. On taste, this is Girl Scout cookie, shortbread cookie all day long. Finish, like that's the first and middle notes. It's sweet, coupled into like a honey and a vanilla and maybe a hint of caramel. If you want to say there's a touch of oak spice at the end, I guess I could find it, but it's not prominent and most people are not going to pick it out. But I can see it being in there. Just kind of a little tickle on the tongue at the end. A very, very thin flavor profile. It is here, there, and gone very quickly, very watery. It doesn't cling. The only part that's clinging is the finish, and it's a very like the after you swallow it, after like that touch of oak note disappears, several seconds later it's just a dryness on the back of my tongue. It's not a black pepper, it's not an oak, it's not an anything, it's just dry. It dries out my mouth. It's nice, like the whole profile, everything about it is extremely nice. It's just short, simple, and watery. Okay? And second sip, it duplicated that, absolutely step for step. So nothing really major changing. Nothing changed on the nose, the flavor, the profile. Just super simple, nice, and enjoyable, right? So classic Irish whiskey territory here. Kind of a budget Irish whiskey, if you want to say there is such a thing. But you can't go wrong with it. It makes great mixed drinks. And I highly encourage you, if you've never tried it, to go out and at least see if that's something you might be interested in. Go give it a go. If it is, if you have tried it before, I encourage you, try and give yourself a neat pour and really explore it and see what you think about it. Don't just straight up mix it, even if that's your go-to. I think that's something you should do with pretty much any whiskey. Give it a try neat, to really explore it. Even if you don't like whiskey necessarily and you just want to mix it into something, you never know what you're going to find, and you'll be surprised what kind of different notes and flavors you'll experience both when you nose it and when you taste it. I highly encourage you to give that a try. So if you have any comments about Jameson, you got something to say, go ahead, throw it down below. Like I said, I did not look at how much a 750 costs locally, so I went on to TotalWines.com. They had a 750 for $18.99. I bought this 50 ml for $1.79. Pretty good little whiskey. If you found some value in this video, please like, subscribe, and share this video. If you didn't, put the thumbs down, comment down below what you didn't like or what could be improved, and let me know what you could find this for Jameson, anyways, in your area. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video.